Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome.
To the chat. I'm just reading the chat. Welcome to the chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. And our community guidelines are...
You surprised the heck out of me just now.
But you should know our community guidelines. Come on, Yuval, we've been over this. The community guidelines are...
don't eat with your mouth full?
Don't eat with your mouth full.
Let's see.
Don't listen
That's
to...
right, let's seat down.
Don't listen to anything Bruce says. And don't tell Kevin how to play the game. And then Bruce pops up right as I said that.
That's really good. That's really good.
So I gave a little sneak preview of the game music there. I wanted to bring the lo-fi back in a little bit.
Yes. And
solid advice, he says.
And a disclaimer, the game that's playing behind us has nothing to do with the game that we're playing today.
Or does it?
Or does it? So, very good. Anyway,
any guesses? Anyone want to throw a guess in the chat as to what we might be playing today?
Yeah, throw your guesses up. We'll see what anyone comes up with. I want to welcome everybody to Mystery Game Livestream. This is
welcome.
This is the stream that we enjoy doing. We anticipate doing every 2 weeks on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And mark your calendars. We're going to be doing one in 2 weeks from now. If you're not subbed to the channel, please do that. And we'll make sure to notify you when we're doing our next stream, just in case you forgot. And really, the idea behind this, for those of you that are just seeing this for the first time, is that we look at a retro game from the annals of retro game history, and we kind of look at the game kind of in depth. We talk about the history of it, and it could be a game that was originally a big, or poised to be a big thing, and then for some reason just kind of fell into obscurity, and we just want to bring it back to light and showcase that game and the beauty of it. And it's a game that none of us have really played in depth or at all. I know Kevin hasn't played the game at all, so this is going to be his first time playing this.
We've played it for a collective 5 minutes,
just to get a vibe of
if that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And we're also this is a little bit of a hint of what we're doing tonight. It's going to be a shoot 'em up, a shmup, because we are playing shmups in all of this month and all of September.
Because it's Shmup September.
Shmup September.
Almost.
Yeah. So, and it was really hard for us to whittle down the list of shmups we want to do.
We had
because so many good ones.
We had a list of probably 10, 12
easily.
And then we're looking at it, and I said to Yuval, we only get 2 streams a month.
Right.
So we have to knock this list down to like 4 games.
Such a hard decision.
If we're doing 2 months, and we've got it down to 5. Right? Because we did the last one, we got this one, and then the next one, and then we got 2 in September. So there will be 5 shmups altogether.
Right.
So with that being said, maybe you do now have an educated guess as to what it could be. I mean, probably not, because there's a lot of shmups out there.
Right.
So I'd be very surprised if anyone could guess what it was based off of just that. But it is, if I can give another clue, it is that we are seeing the debut of a new console that we've never played before, that we've never streamed before.
We are.
So that's a pretty big clue.
Yeah, that is. In choosing like the games, we also wanted to choose maybe a platform that is lesser known as well, and just kind of see, because there's so many good games out there on different platforms that were less popular, and
were never given that much of a chance, even because they were on maybe a platform that not many people had,
or only available in Japan,
or only available in Japan. I don't know how
I managed 10 times fast.
I tried to repeat what you said and couldn't even say it properly.
I know. I make it really hard to repeat.
I was trying to say pajamas. When you're in your pajamas in Japan, then you can play it. But that's another clue.
I think nobody wears pajamas in Japan. I think that's sacrilege.
Wait, what?
That's sacrilege.
I don't think that's true at all. I think a lot of people wear pajamas in Japan.
All right, we're putting it out there. Do they wear pajamas in Japan? We have a challenge. We've challenged our audience.
Oh boy.
Okay, if I were a betting man.
Get it? Betting man?
We can go on and on. Awesome. Well, I appreciate everyone being here, and also the three of us being here today, and especially Barney, because I know he was under the weather a little bit, and
I was a sick puppy this week.
You were a sick puppy, and I'm so glad that you're feeling a little bit better.
Yes.
And that we can do this and not disappoint our wonderful audience.
Yes, we are here. Fear not.
We
are here, and we will be here every 2 weeks.
Fantastic.
Come rain or shine.
Come rain or shine. So I think without further ado, we can announce the game officially. What do you say?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's hop over to the next scene, which will reveal Final Soldier.
Final Soldier, and Final Soldier.
Not a box that I recognize.
Why is that?
A box style.
Yeah. It's actually the size of a CD jewel case, because these cartridges came in a CD jewel case, but they were anything but a CD. This is actually for the platform that we're using is for the PC Engine, which is a console only released in Japan, made by NEC, NEC, sorry, NEC, and in 1987. And what we're showing now is the actual cartridge, which is actually a PCMCIA card.
And they call it a Who card?
Hue card. Yep.
Hue card?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yep. So on the PC Engine, this was actually more known in North America as the TurboGrafx 16.
Mm-hmm. Which is what I'd heard of before, but never experienced.
Right, and I only recently learned about all this stuff. So the PC Engine was the format in Japan, and then the TurboGrafx 16 was that version here. And oddly enough, they made sure to region lock the systems, so you could not interchange the games, even though the cartridges were the same. The region lock actually is a physical difference on the pinout.
Oh.
So
that would make it very difficult to
yes,
to play the games.
Yes, so you couldn't do anything, you couldn't soft mod anything to make it work. There's no way to get a PC Engine game to work on a TurboGrafx or vice versa, unfortunately.
Right.
Even though they're the same guts, they're the same DNA.
That's interesting. So we are playing a Japanese Hue card on a Japanese
console, and
yes.
So what's also interesting is you notice Hudson Soft on the bottom there?
The B?
Hudson Soft with the B logo.
Yeah.
It's a logo that many of you have seen, and Hudson Soft was a big deal, but they actually collaborated with NEC to create the PC Engine. So not only did they make the platform to play on, they also made the games for that platform. So all the games on the PC Engine are Hudson Soft games.
All of them?
As to my knowledge.
Okay, cool.
Until, at some point, when this console just kind of started, to decline, and I think that was due to CD-ROM based systems.
Right.
Basically.
Very, very cool system for anyone who's not familiar.
Yeah.
We're going to see some gameplay obviously now, but I was definitely struck by how crisp the graphics are, and the sound chip that they have in this thing is
well, you know what it is.
It's really nice.
It's actually an 8-bit CPU paired with a 16-bit graphics processor.
There you go.
So with such a strong graphics processor, you could do a lot more with that 8-bit processing on the music and sound side.
So it's almost like a NES with a Super NES graphics.
Yeah.
Like,
so
it's the midpoint between those.
It's such a unique beast. Such a unique beast. And we don't have a picture of it, but the console is tiny. The console is just like a little cube. It's really small and compact.
It's almost like the size of a CD case itself. Yeah.
So I mean, it doesn't need to be that large because it's accommodating these little, very thin credit card size cards. Such a advanced technology, even by today's standard. I
really like these cards too. They're
so collectible.
Nicely, collectible, because it almost feels like a playing card.
It does.
It's the right kind of shape.
It does. So, by the way, Hudson Soft is no longer, as far as I know. I mean, they were absorbed by Konami. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
What was I feel like Hudson Soft is famous for something in particular, or certain
Many
games,
titles.
Something
like
is
Bomberman and
Was it Bomberman?
Bloody
Yep.
Roar.
Bomberman would totally be the one, because I played a lot of Bomberman, so
That's where you
That makes sense.
know that logo from.
okay, cool,
Probably
cool.
from Bomberman more than
Yes.
anything, but there was definitely
Also,
some others.
What was the other one, Kevin?
Bloody Roar, that fighting game where you like turn into animals. Was
Yep,
really
played
cool.
that one too. PlayStation 1?
Yep.
Yeah.
They did Yeez. They did Bonk's Adventure. I'm not sure what that is.
Oh, yeah,
I
Bonk.
played
He's
a little
caveman.
bit of Bonk's Adventure
Yeah.
recently. That was like their Mario Sonic. You had Bonk for the graphics systems,
Yeah.
and he could attack people. You jump and you press a button and he'll flip from upside down to right way up. And if you land with your head on, have you played it?
I've not.
They're
I've
so
not
fun.
even heard of that game.
Yeah, it's and if you land with your head on the bad guy facing downwards, you bonk them with your giant head.
Okay.
It's quite funny. I was just
Okay.
playing that recently.
So a little bit about the game. I won't cover everything about the game right now, but just a little bit about it.
Yeah.
This is the third in a series of nine but the Star Soldier games.
Oh,
All
I
of the
did
Star
not know
Soldier,
that.
the original first Star Soldier.
so this is the final.
This is the third.
Oh, it's not
Where-
It's not the
It's
final.
not the final, no. And,
even though it's called that.
Our friend James pointed out that when they use the word final in a game title, it's never really final.
Right.
Final Fantasy.
So the
Yeah.
finality
Final
of this,
Fantasy X, Final Fantasy 13. When does the Final Fantasy happen?
the finality of this is questionable as well. But this is the third in the series of 9 of them, and the
there's
first
no-
one is the most famous, is Star Soldier on the NES.
Okay.
You know that game, which I didn't realize that came out first. So I thought this was
Right.
this came out first because of the timeline, but apparently this is the third one.
Okay.
So, yeah. And there were other games that were actually released on the Wii, and they were released on some other systems that are all tie-ins to this
And how
franchise.
how did this one come across your radar?
Well, that's an
Through
interesting question.
Through the graphics
I
itself?
actually bought this game at a store when I saw it in a display case, when it was just so lonely in the display case, and there was nothing else. And I'm like, I know what happens when I buy a game without buying the console.
This copy?
This copy specifically. What usually happens is, well, now I bought the copy of the game, now I have to find the console. And then it's just this rabbit hole of like, well, now I have to collect games for this platform. And I like going down that rabbit hole. I don't know if anybody else does, but I don't know. It's a problem. It can
Hello
be.
to everyone, by the way, who has joined the chat. I see you here. Fern, Tater Tots here. James and Bruce, do say hi if you're in the chat. We would love to hear from you.
Appreciate everybody's
all-
participation.
Hope everyone's having a good weekend so far and is excited to join us
Yeah.
in this exploration of Final Soldier. It's great to have you. Great to have you all here. Fern was saying the cover art makes me think of Star Fox. Definitely
Little bit.
definitely some Star Fox vibes there, and the sort of low poly-ness of it all. James said I was kind of thinking Star Scream myself, the Transformer. I can see that too.
It definitely looks like that. When I saw the cover art on the cartridge, I couldn't help myself. This is a beautiful thing of art. I need to collect it, even though I don't have the platform
Yeah,
yet.
it's
But
super cool. It's
thank
very-
you to Legacy Games, by the way. I want to plug that in here because that's where I got my console from. And I so appreciate the deal. And Legacy Games, we love you. Thank you so much. They're great partners of ours.
Yep.
By the way, if you guys want Japanese import stuff, they just got a crap ton of amazing stuff.
Check it out on their Facebook. Bruce just posted, or
Yeah.
possibly with Steph. But
I'm blown away. Like, their little store in Columbia City, Indiana, and they have such an amazing high-quality selection of retro games and Japanese imports as well. So.
and they are lovely people to boot. And
Yes.
as an added bonus, if you go now, from now on, you may find me there. because I am going to be spending some time there. So
heck yeah,
you may get to meet me too.
So when I can't find you anywhere else, I know where to find you.
Yeah, I'm at Legacy Games. I mean, this much is probably true anyway. So shall we hop into some gameplay?
We shall hop into some gameplay.
Oh, I just noticed the little Famicom sitting behind you over there.
Uh-huh.
You snuck that one in.
I did. It's a thing of beauty. Thankfully, it's not green.
Yes, much like Yoshi here, who looks like Black Yoshi because he's green.
Right.
All right, let's hop over into the game and get stuck in. Oh, that bassist is playing overtime.
Nice.
Oh, I like that the start button on this system is a run button. That makes it feel very old school. Command prompt. There's no sound effects for the bullets.
Yeah.
That's weird. Well, Kevin's making light work of the bad guys so far. Wiping them out. And you're picking up those power-ups. It looks like they're giving you extra bullets firing in different directions.
Yeah.
Oh, now you got a buddy too.
Oh no, I missed the other attack. Oh god.
That's awesome, Ferg. He's right here. But it's a fake Black Yoshi.
So for anybody interested, I'll do a little bit of background on the game.
Big thanks to James, our research guy.
A little bit of backstory here. So, on Earth at the beginning of the 23rd century, a space-time warp opened directly over the Atlantic Ocean. From it emerges an enormous alien invasion force made up of war machines from the Gadar'el, a race of biomechanical creatures who have the ability to freely manipulate space and time.
Biomechanical, like Transformers.
Correct. The Gadar'el have freshly conquered the Earth in the 25th century. They decide to ensure their victory by traveling back 200 years to conquer it again. As the armed forces of every country on Earth combat the alien invaders, each scientific academy collaborates on making weapons powerful enough to destroy the Gadar'el's strongest weapons. The result is the Dryad, a single fighter spaceship capable of wielding several special types of futuristic weapons.
That's this thing.
And those weapons are, you have a Vulcan gun, you have a laser, you have a flamethrower, and you have an E-beam.
What?
Yep. Looks like we're going to get our first boss.
Are you using like a turbo function for this, Kevin, or is that just holding it down?
I'm just holding it down. Or, no, I'm sorry, I'm not holding it down.
Tapping?
Yeah, I'm tapping. Holding it down looks like this. Actually, that's not too bad, actually.
Yeah.
I'll just do that then.
Saved your thumb some work there.
I do like the Vulcan the most. Oh, no.
Oh, so if you pick up the L or the E, it changes to different weapons?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like Gradius rules, I think.
Yeah,
Gradius like that.
This one seems to be working out pretty well for you.
Yeah, I don't have to do anything.
And you have two little buddies helping out too.
Oh yeah, I don't think we've been hit yet.
Notice the graphics on the asteroids.
Yeah,
They
pretty high resolution.
They almost look like it's photo and photos.
Yeah, texture, very nice texture. And the color depth is something that I really noticed with. Unfortunately, it doesn't come through the stream quite perfectly, but this console has a really nice color depth, which back then wasn't that common.
I think it looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's a close one.
It looks like seizure central.
Oh,
That's hard to say.
Fern, this is nothing in comparison to some shmups that we have seen.
Yeah,
This is nothing.
This is fairly light in terms of
very...
seizure-inducing.
Yeah.
Oh dear, it got much harder just then.
Yeah, without that Vulcan, the default
Oh.
sucks.
Yeah.
So, I discovered an accessory for the PC Engine, which is it's an attachment that's battery powered and actually gives it save states. Like it saves, basically, I don't know if it's a save state or if it's just backing up your data in some way. But I have yet to try it, but
it's interesting. I wonder how they achieved that.
yeah. Are you seeing sprite flicker, James? I'm not seeing anything flicker.
Yeah, no, nothing's
would be-
flickering. Everything is so crisp and smooth.
Yeah. So I guess this is one of those games that you have to be strategic about your power-ups as well, because it's basically your choice of weapon, right?
Yeah, in the same way as what was it, Gradius? You said?
Yeah.
Well, yes, and then there's another game which we cannot mention.
There's a lot of shmups that have that
Yeah.
that same sort of
Strategic
functionality.
power-up.
Yeah, where you decide what kind of weapon you're using.
Just goes to show that not every tool is best for every job, right?
Yeah, it's nice to have that extra strategic element as well, or an element that allows for different gameplay types. If you prefer, Gunstar Heroes is great for that.
Gunstar Heroes.
There are well over 100 shmups on the PC Engine. What made you choose this one? I think we probably already covered that. I think it was because Yuval found it a long time ago.
Yeah, the story of how I got it, but also this is a relatively easy one to play, which I like easy. I mean, it's not brutal anyway.
Yeah, there's a difference between
I think
easy and playable.
I adore the music, and I love the colors and the crispness of it. And it's not too busy. I don't know. There are all kinds of reasons why we chose this one, but it was very hard to choose.
Yeah, we had a pretty long list of shmups, and that was already pared down.
Yeah.
Quite a lot. Like you said, there's well over 100 shmups on the PC Engine, which is crazy to me that they released that many games for the PC Engine. I didn't think that would be the case.
Yeah, we had to choose one, so...
Final Soldier was it.
Some of these shmups get up there in price too, like very, very expensive games.
Yeah.
They're hard to find and they're expensive.
And we only ever, so far, are playing actual cartridges.
On original hardware.
Yep.
Yep.
678 games in all on the PC Engine. That is surprising. Although I should have known that because I was just looking at the list of PC Engine games on my emulator, and there was probably around that many games on there. Fern says, "What are y'all's favorites in this genre?"
Well,
We have
Fern.
favorite shmups, and are the ones that we can mention because they're not coming up.
No.
Well,
That's what I was gonna say. You have to watch the next streams because we chose them.
we didn't choose mine. I can reveal mine.
Okay. What was yours?
If I can remember what it's called. Whoa! Look at this boss. He's got. No, there's two of them. My goodness.
Oh, this music is so cool.
Yeah, this is a great boss battle. Again, look at the amount of sprite movement that's happening on the screen right now. Zero flicker, zero slowdown. That's impressive. That's seriously impressive. Turrican,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yes.
Is that Is
That's
that the
a-
right one?
yes,
That's
that's-
the two-player
Yes.
PC one?
Yes, that's a PC only game. So
Yeah.
no, but I'm in agreement with you on that. That's an amazing. But
I
isn't
used
it-
to play Turrican with my brother when I was little. That's very enjoyable.
Is it really a shmup though, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
right.
definitely a shmup.
I've only seen it once.
the
The
two-
gameplay.
The two-player mode, you can dock your ships together. There's like one wide ship and one tall ship, and you can dock them together. And then one of you has control over being able to shoot in different directions or something like that. It's a very interesting cooperative game mode, which is cool. So that would be mine. Kevin, do you have a favorite shmup that we're not gonna play or
Yeah,
that you don't
so
know?
mine are all on Steam usually.
Okay.
So I got a couple. Bullet Heaven 2, really, really good. Steel Vampire and Angel at Dusk, super awesome. I play those a lot.
There you go.
We do have a lot of
top 3 list from Kevin.
We have a lot of Steam Deckers in our audience, so that would be a good suggestions from Kevin on that.
There you go.
There is one
Bruce's
game.
favorites: Radiant Silvergun,
Ooh,
Battle Garaga, Batsugan, and Steam Heat. I do like Ikaruga as well. That's
yeah.
very cool.
That was one that was on our list that we had to cut.
Yeah.
We had to cut that one because we just had
Just too many.
too many.
But Ikaruga is a fantastic game. That's when you switch between black or purple
Right.
and white ship, and you can only be affected by the bullets that are the opposite color, and you can sort of absorb the bullets that are the same color as your ship. It's a very clever mechanic.
Really is. You actually pointed that out to me, and I did not know that. And there's one that's my favorite, but I want to mention it, but I don't remember if we chose it for our streams or not. I don't want to.
Well, then in that case, you can just mention it because you genuinely don't know, and if it comes up, then it'll come up. That's fine.
All right. Well, my favorite of all, and what I consider to be the king of shmups, is Musha. That's an abbreviation.
I would say widely regarded as at least one of the greatest shmups.
Yep, on the Genesis.
Very difficult.
Very
right?
difficult.
Famously difficult.
Famously difficult, but I actually found it relatively easy when I played it on this machine behind me.
Yeah, with the arcade stick.
With an arcade stick. That's
Makes
when
a
I
big
realized that developers made this game to be played in an arcade mode. And that's how it should be played.
Yeah.
To really experience it, and also for it to not be as brutal as it is when you're using a handheld controller.
Yeah, even though it was on the Genesis.
Yeah.
Kevin, have you heard of Ikari Warriors?
yeah, I've heard of that.
Ikari Warriors? James suggested that one.
Okay.
Ikari Warriors. Is that a shmup, though? I don't think that's a shmup, James.
I'm guessing it is if James is suggesting it now.
I don't know. I don't.
James is a lot smarter than us. Let's face it.
There's a super inappropriate shmup called Caladrius Plays. Bruce knows about it. I don't know if anyone else has played it.
Calagius plays.
Caladrius.
Super inappropriate. Now you've piqued my interest.
Just, I believe there are naked body parts.
Alien approaching. Alien approaching.
Close to it.
Alien
That's
approaching.
Oh god, what is that?
Whoa! It's an alien. They said alien approaching.
It's
got a very short-range weapon.
See, without the Vulcan, man, I'm just can't do anything.
Okay, Bruce said that game is amazing, and it's really not that bad.
I mean, there's like shame
that's-
breaks where
what?
you make people lose clothing.
I'm confused, Bruce. It's probably very unobtainable, though. Like, a lot of these games are very, very expensive. Especially the Genesis ones that are up there. If you're to buy the real cartridges.
Yes.
Like, Musha.
Hard to come by.
You know, if you could find a completed box Musha, that's, upwards of $800 easily, upwards of that.
This dude's just camping out in the corner.
Yeah, he likes that side of the screen, huh? And then he comes forward and smushes you if you go in front of him. Oh! Come on, Kev, you got him. You got him. You eat guys like this for breakfast. And you didn't have any breakfast today. Yeah!
0 life slap. I like how the zeros look like little eyeballs.
They do. Looking suspiciously to the side like, what are you doing?
So I have a little trivia for our audience, for us and for our audience. What was the first shmup?
Well, it wasn't Space Invaders.
It wasn't? I'm gonna say it was. What do you think, Kevin? What's the first shmup?
James agrees with you.
First shmup?
I think
Probably like Galaga or something?
doesn't the shmup have to scroll?
Does it?
I think in my book a shmup has to scroll at least some horizontally or vertically or both within a playing field.
Okay. So there's an interesting debate, you know, of the definition of shoot 'em up. Does it have to scroll to be considered a shmup? We're putting it out there to our audience.
Well,
What do you think?
It sounds like James agrees with you that it's Space Invaders, and Tater Tot says 1978 Space Invaders. So
Defender may have been the first scrolling one, right?
well, Defender was scrolling. Yeah, Defender would have been the first scrolling then. Although Bruce says, by my rules, maybe River Raid.
That I agree with Bruce. Bruce is spot on. That is the first scrolling shmup.
Okay, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it's on the Atari 2600.
What about 1942?
1942 was a NES game.
Yeah, but it came out in 1942.
No, it came out in 1943. You're wrong. Yeah, so first shmup officially is going to be Space Invaders, non-scrolling.
So that's the E-beam. It's like an energy boomerang thing. So.
And then we had Galaga. I mean, we had Galaxian.
Galaxian.
Which Galaxian is probably one of the best games on the 2600 in terms of graphics and sound. One of the best games.
Vertically scrolling.
It's not scrolling, but they are definitely
Waves.
animated enemies.
Yeah. I always get those ones mixed up, the early ones. What are these guys? They look like little rabbits.
Also, another series that's really good is Toho, but I think it was only on like Chinese and Japanese computers in the 90s, but Toho's super cool.
Toho. Those stage announcement things are coming up a little weird on here. I think it's because they actually flicker really fast on the original hardware. So our capture card is not quite keeping up with it, so they look a little bit strange. But that's not how they're appearing on the original hardware. Just in case anyone's curious.
Interesting.
I think it's because we are limited to 30 FPS, possibly, on the capture. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I think, Fern, you're referring to Cobra Strike. That was a helicopter game. Or something Thunder. I forget the name of it. Fun game, though. Really fun. It's a helicopter shmup. Yeah, those were some fun games.
James says best shmup for 2600 is Desert Falcon.
Was better on the 7800, I think.
And Tater Tot's trying to start fights between Bruce and James. Come on. Let's be civil. We all know Bruce can fight if we've seen his.
Oh yeah,
his
you don't
kung
want to
fu
get on his
action
bad side.
flick.
He's really played a lot of kung fu.
He's a regular. He's a regular.
He's got
Who
the
am I
moves.
thinking of? Jackie Chan.
He's got.
His name's Bruce. He's named after Bruce Lee. River Raid was a defining shmup. There you go.
That's so cool. I never thought of River Raid in that way until you just mentioned it, and I'm like, yeah. That's why I like the game. I just love shmups.
What system was River Raid on?
The 2600.
Okay.
And I don't think it was ever ported into any other platform or remastered in any way, as far as I know. I think it only ever existed on the 2600, which is unfortunate.
This level looks much more difficult.
Yeah, this one's getting kind of wild.
You're still rocking it though.
Hey, Winger. Good to see you, brother.
Whoa, you got a flamethrower.
Alright, Vulcans, yes.
back to the Vulcan.
What? I picked up a Vulcan, dude.
There you go.
Winger, we're playing a PC Engine game,
What's up, Winger?
and this is called Final Soldier. And it's one of many shmups we're going to be playing this month and next month.
Well, thank you for hopping in and saying hi. It's always good to see ya. And you can catch the rest of this stream and the rest of the entirety of all of our streams on the channel if you tomorrow. And you can, or you could watch the rest of the streams right now if you wanted to, but I wouldn't advise that because we're live. But yes, if you ever want to watch old streams, you can watch all of our previous streams right there on our YouTube page. Make sure you click the subscribe button, click the little thumbs up icon on this stream. Anything that you can do like that helps us out, and we appreciate it.
Here's an interesting factoid. James says that the River Raid was actually on the ZX Spectrum, which is your
that's my console.
up in your neck of the woods.
Console. It's not really a console. Computer.
Yeah.
I grew up with a ZX Spectrum 128K
That's cool.
with a built-in tape deck. That thing was amazing.
So somewhere out there's a copy of River Raid apparently that you can play on that console. That's super cool.
Bruce says you're going to complete this game first time playing it, Kevin. I wonder. That would be
like 7 levels, I think.
that would be awesome.
I'm very impressed.
How many levels are there? Is it in?
I think it's 7, right?
And you're on what, level 3, 4?
I think 3.
There are 7 levels.
Yep. Well, that would be awesome. We get to see a game entirely beaten on a stream. That would be fantastic, but no pressure.
I'll give it a shot. I don't know about if we have enough time.
This is another game where I wish I had the soundtrack to just, when I'm driving. This is
sure
such
you
a
could,
cool driving soundtrack.
I'm sure you could look it up on YouTube or something. Is that a special attack?
Yeah.
Oh, that's insane.
There it goes.
You just wiped him out in no time. How do you do that special?
It is the A button.
Huh. So you just have a regular fire and then a special?
Yep. I mean, these guys are rough.
Yeah, their bullets are really fast. Plus you have to keep track of all the other bullets flying around the screen at these times. These pesky turrets. They look like orange hand-rolled cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
Left-handed cigarettes.
At least they don't look like pumpkins.
PTSD. Post-pumpkin trauma disorder. Pumpkin trauma stress disorder.
What is going on? Alright.
You're doing it. You're rocking it. Just keep going. Just keep getting those V's.
Oh man.
All you need. Don't panic. There you go. Final boss will be vapes if those are cigarettes. Oh, what was I was gonna bring up another topic of discussion about shmups, and I can't remember now. So
All
much
right,
has
we have
so much
another-
has happened since.
We have another boss fight for you to think about that. Or is this a bonus level?
It's like a mini boss.
I think it's a bonus.
I'm guessing the
bonus stage.
boss of this level is going to be like a big version of those guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It's
That's
coming
why
now.
that's why it keeps previewing the boss with that. Oh, no, see that's
These guys are easy.
fought one of him before too. That's not a boss. Yeah, the soundtrack for this
It's just-
level in particular is fantastic.
It's gorgeous.
Good driving music.
All of it. I just love this.
Alright, here we are.
Alien approaching. Alien approaching.
So we got some sampled sounds. So cool.
Oh,
Alien approaching. Oh, it's a submarine guy, and he's firing the wrong way.
hey, that's fine. You can keep doing that.
Oh, you're shooting them. You're shooting them away.
Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah.
Huh. Wow, the physics on that is pretty impressive.
Poor guy. He didn't stand a chance.
Oh,
See, Vulcan is the way to go. It's just,
absolutely.
He just has me covered.
Yeah, because you can hang out in front of him, to the side of him, and keep shooting him the whole time. But I'd be curious to see what the other weapons look like when they're fully upgraded too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm sure the flamethrower is different once you've got a couple of upgrades.
It's just,
Ooh!
oh, he just wiped out my Vulcans.
Oh no!
I got no bombs or anything. Oh, what the heck? What kind of beam just moves like that?
Man, I thought you definitely had him there. Catch you later, Winger. Thank you for stopping by.
Appreciate you, man. Take care.
Hit that like button on your way out. Such a happy tune.
What? That was my
Love that.
power-up ship.
Do you have infinite continues?
I think so.
I hope so.
Dang.
See, I wonder if that accessory I was telling you about would let you save your state.
Right.
That must be what it's for.
I don't know. That's interesting because you'd think they would have to code for that. Unless it saves the state of the whole machine. Which would be impressive.
Yeah, gotta
Especially
experiment with
back
that.
Oh yeah. That was going to be my question. And we have discussed this a little off stream, but you know, something that we can discuss further and also bring the chat into. And that is the popularity of shmups and how they never sort of broke out of their particular area of gaming, you know?
Why is that?
Yeah.
That's a big question.
I am intrigued as to why people might think that is.
They seem to have been very big in Japan,
Sometimes
right?
a lot of people will say that it has to do with difficulty because they are famously higher difficulty levels than like platformers or beat 'em ups or whatever. But I don't know that quite covers it. Maybe it's because they were what? Whoa. There's a bunch of options.
Yeah, what is going on?
You definitely want homing missiles. But the E-beams you can change, the lasers. Huh. Very cool. And then under level you have normal, hard, or expert.
Look at that.
Whoa!
Is this a bonus stage?
No, this is like a settings page that Kevin just found.
While he's still playing the game.
Setup. He was on a continue,
Okay.
and he went to the I think shmups were more utilized in the US by arcades for being quarter eaters, which is something, you know, that leads into the difficulty level of them and why they maybe weren't so popular on home systems.
Expert's really hard.
It seems like the most expensive games to collect, as a collector, from a collector standpoint, are shmups. Like the originals on the Genesis, like all the renovation shmups and all those games. You know, all the Mushas and all the Glade Lancers and all that. They seem to be very expensive to collect, and one reason for that is not necessarily the scarcity, it's more just they're sought after because people had so much fun playing them. So if people had so much fun playing them, why did they fall off of the radar, it seems like, in the gaming industry?
I think it might have also been something to do with the fact that they were so common in the early gaming years and in arcade systems. You know, a lot of those old arcade machines were shmups. You know, there were other games, but it was really the dominant genre back then.
Yeah.
So then maybe once we went into home consoles and game development, it was seen as played out a little bit back then, perhaps.
Also, there's not much story as much as like you just jump in and start playing it. So there's the immediacy of that.
There's even the characterization. You know, you don't particularly identify with maybe the character in this game as much as you do with a Sonic or a Mario
or an RPG.
Even RPGs or even first-person shooters. You're sort of personifying that character.
It's sort of maybe more mindless, and you just got to go in and just shoot everything and protect yourself, and you know, there's definitely some strategy involved for sure. But
and always,
I like that. You know, that's what I love that about these games. Go ahead.
And there always has been a strong contingent of shmup fans. You know, it's always maybe it's been underground at various levels, but there's always been those hardcore shmup fans who will play and dominate them and, you know, battle for high scores.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Of course, it helps when you have unlimited continue.
Yeah. Yeah, James said perhaps the advent of the first-person shooter took over for shmups. I can see that being at least partially true.
Games like Doom.
Yep.
That's interesting. It's an interesting theory, for sure.
Doom, Quake, Unreal Tournament, and then, you know, the more modern Fortnite, Overwatch, Call of Duty, they're all first-person shooters. Much more ubiquitous. Shmups fell off with McCarthyism.
You got me there, Fern.
What's McCarthyism? Is this an American political thing that I don't understand?
Yeah,
do we not want to get into that?
We don't speak politics. We don't know.
No, I was going to say.
What is that even?
I was going to say.
What is that word?
I almost said something political earlier, and I was like, nope, no. It's just a game.
No, it's not. It's not just a game.
Games and politics. Are shmups communists now?
I think it has something to do with the fact that Japanese don't wear pajamas. That's really what it boils down to.
We're full circle, folks. We're back at the beginning, right where we started. That's crazy. It's like a carpet of energy attacks that you just lay out in front of you.
Yeah, this one's cool too.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to do that much damage, but it does have pretty good coverage.
I don't have any bombs.
Yes, McCarthyism is a term from the 1940s, and as we established, one of the most famous shmups is 1942, which came out in 1943, the year after.
Right? That is a fun game for sure. Both of them, 42 and 43.
I remember playing 42 on an arcade machine a long time ago.
That's cool.
Yeah. And thoroughly enjoying it. I think I put a lot of 50 pence pieces or whatever it was in the UK at the time.
I really like the snare sound and the bass sound. I would love to know more about the sound chip in this console. It's definitely unique. It's got a unique signature.
It's really nice. It doesn't sound as harsh as some of the other sound chips of that time. It doesn't have that fizzy, harsh high end. It's a lot smoother.
And it's distinct for this console. Like, there's nothing else that sounds like it.
Right. There you go. As soon as you get the fully charged Vulcan and the missiles, you're good.
Oh yeah.
That's the combo right there.
Oh, I got hit.
Oh.
It's like the power up is like gives you. Oh dang! You get hit by your own power ups.
Is that a thing in this game?
No.
There's like a ship that carries the power ups that doesn't shoot. And you shoot it and it drops the power ups, but you can't touch the ship.
If you don't shoot it, it blows you up.
Oh, dang it! I'm starting to get some like eye fatigue here.
To give yourself a second. Take some blinks. Fall of Soviet Union, 1991. Release of Sonic the Hedgehog, also 1991. Coincidence? I think not, says Fern. In Soviet Russia, Sonic plays you.
I always knew Sonic was a commie.
I thought he was a hedgehog.
So Kevin, just say when you've had enough, and we can hop off of that, the game, unless you feel like you're going to beat the game, in which case we'll let it go.
I don't think I'm gonna beat it.
You just raise that white flag whenever you're ready.
All right, next death.
Next death. Oh,
Or game
next
over.
death.
rather.
next game over. Oh.
We got one more hit.
Ooh. So dramatic how that happens, right?
Oh man, that was some good dodge work before that. Those homing bullets follow you
Fantastic.
around.
Good game over music.
Right?
Yeah. If you want to go to the game over setting, and then we'll have that in the background. Just like so.
Oh, you have to like select the game over. Does it just take you back to the menu? Yeah.
It's just going to scroll, and we'll keep
This
that going
is
for a
cool
minute.
though. I love the graphics here.
We'll definitely keep that going as we speak about our ratings for the game. And we'll start with Kevin, who has the most vested interest in this game right now.
Ooh, probably like a 7 or an 8.
7 or an 8, 7.5.
Yeah, we'll say 7.5. If there's no shooting sounds for like your ship.
Yeah, that bothers me too. I would,
That's
like that.
definitely, yeah, that's definitely a missing element.
Yeah, I don't feel as powerful as I could feel if I had sound effects.
I don't know. I don't know with this one. It's not particularly high in my books, but I also don't really have any reason for giving it a particularly low score. So I guess 7 is good. Yeah, 6.5. I'm gonna give it 6.5.
That's pretty low for you, Barney.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing that makes me want to give it a higher score. That's the thing. I don't dislike it, but there's nothing that like really grabs me about it.
What is Bruce saying? I can't see the chat from here.
Very mid out of 10.
Does that mean 5?
That's not a number. Very mid. I guess the most mid you can get is 5. So 5 out of 10. Overall, nothing special, but very playable. Fern also agrees. Mid out of 10 seems about right.
Okay.
Does that mean 5? I mean, in my mind, the way you described it, Bruce, comes out as more of like a 6. So I'm gonna say Bruce and Fern are giving it a 6.
Mid.5.
Now, I should also ask: are you guys scoring this in comparison to other shmups, and or just as a game in general?
You're talking to them or
Everyone?
us?
Everyone who just gave this a score.
Kevin, what's your answer?
As far as like a PC Engine shmup, I guess I would say 7. But if I was going to compare it to something that I've been playing recently, like a 4 or 5.
Okay.
But those are modern, so it's kind of
Yeah.
oranges and apples. kind of deal.
They're standing on the shoulders of games like this.
So I'm gonna give this game an 8, and because of the reasons I kind of mentioned before of why I even thought about this game when Bruce asked me why we chose this one. I like that it's relatively easy. I like that there are unlimited continues. I like that those elements in a shmup that you don't. It's not brutal.
I like that too. Honestly,
you can actually complete the game.
Yeah, and that's worth a lot depending on who you're talking to. You're talking to a hardcore gamer.
Yeah.
Then sometimes that's not such a good thing. But video games are for everyone.
Yeah.
And
this
I
would be
think-
child's play for some people.
And I think games that allow for accessibility for more people to be able to play them and enjoy them, that's a good thing.
So the ease element is one for me, and another is the music and the graphics. I just adore the graphics of this game. I like that everything has definition. It's not too busy. That's going to lead me into what James said. James, do I have your permission to read to the audience what your rating was when you wrote this paper?
Surely. I'm just gonna say
you're gonna give consent.
Not that I can speak for James, but
Okay.
I'm just gonna say he gave us his consent when
Yeah.
when he gave us this.
I'm gonna read this because I just thought it was hilarious, but also a good review, I think. So James says, I suck at shmups. I mean, I played them at the arcade. It would take me a whole roll of quarters to get through the first level. Not with this one. I was able to get through the first level on just one life. Final Soldier is one of those rare few shooters that don't hit the players with insane levels of difficulty, which I concur with. While there is a decent challenge to the player, this one doesn't seem to be like a bullet hell, per se.
Definitely
right?
not.
So I like that a lot. The weapons are incredible and can be powered up to the point where they one-hit most enemies and take out the bosses in seconds. My favorite weapon is the flamethrower.
Okay.
The ship fires like a pyromaniac cheerleader. But then again, I believe that all cheerleaders have sociopathic tendencies. I didn't say it. That was James. The backgrounds are beautiful, but not so much that they trick the player into paying more attention to the art of what's happening on the screen. And the transition animation and the music between the levels makes me think of those episodes of The Electric Company, which is a great bit of retro there. The music is upbeat and chipper, which I agree with, and encourages excitement. And the enemies that appear on the screen are detailed and rarely boring. All in all, I would give this game a 9. And it does make me want to look more into the other games of the series.
Wow.
So I think it's a great rating.
A 9 from James. We may have been frozen. I'm getting multiple reports from the chat that we have frozen, but I'm confident that the stream will be in one piece after the fact. So if we're back now and you can hear us, just come back and watch the end of the stream again. It should be just fine. I'm not seeing any dropped frames here. But we did lose connection for a second. So yeah, I think hopefully that will be all good. We could always read James's. I could read James's little review there for a short.
Okay.
For the channel for a separate thing if there's any issues with it.
Okay.
But yeah, are we done?
Well, we
do have some sad news.
We have a little bit of sad news, an announcement to make. So hopefully this part won't be truncated, because in the past when we've had dropouts, YouTube seems to just cut it out.
We've got it all recorded as well,
okay.
though. So if anything is not working now, we have it all recorded, and we'll just upload the full recorded version. Okay.
Well, so what we wanted to announce is that tonight is Kevin's last time playing with us and being our resident gamer, and we just wanted to thank Kevin for being with us on all the streams so far, and all the amazing work that he's done with us here on the channel. And you shall be missed, and all of our viewers will miss you greatly. So we just wanted to give you a warm-hearted thank you for
so
everything
much.
You've done, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And the door's open, brother. Anytime you want to come back and just kind of come in and jump in, anytime at all. If you just feel like playing a game, we are here. That's what we're all about, you know.
Yep.
And thank you to the viewers who are loyal and stick with us through these streams. So appreciate it, and everyone, anticipating these streams when we make them.
And we are. It's certainly not the end of. It's just a game, mystery game live stream.
Oh yeah.
We will be continuing in a slightly different format. We're going to be trying some experiments, getting some other people involved. So many exciting things to come. But yes, again, I just want to echo that. Thank you, Kevin, so much for the time that you spent with us. And I'm sure if anyone in the audience wants to get a message to you and in the chat, then we can relay that, and same is true vice versa, and you're always welcome to join us at any time.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for I guess asking me to do this in the first place. It was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, appreciate it.
You're incredibly skilled, brother.
And
we so appreciate everything.
We have these 11 streams, which I guess would be the wrap up of. Well, actually, we're in season 2 right now, so we're going to have a midpoint of season 2 where it changes. But all of the streams that we've done so far are viewable on our page here. So viewers will be able to watch your gameplay on those streams. So yeah,
for sure.
Thank you, Kevin, and you will be missed. And we wish you all the best with whatever's next for you.
All right, appreciate you guys too.
Thanks for everybody for watching tonight, and I wanted to remind you to be kind to each other, play nice, and remember that to us, it's not just a game. Good night, everybody.
Good night. We'll see you in 2 weeks.